Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this first impressions walkthrough of a Siren's Melody Tarot. Oh my goodness. I was so excited when I heard from Lauren Sleeper, the creatress of A Siren's Melody Tarot. As some of you may remember or may know, I actually anti-hauled this deck. And I always get really excited when I hear from creators who've seen my anti-hauls, whose decks I have anti-hauled, who reach out to me and say, hey, I'd love for you to take a look at the deck. To me, it just speaks to integrity. You know what I mean? It's like, they're not afraid. They're not worried about an honest review. And I just love that. I know I've said it before, but I'm always just really, really impressed. This is one of those decks that I should have wanted to snap up right away when the Kickstarter came out. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that my main reason for not snapping this one up right away was because there just wasn't enough of the artwork available for me to view on the campaign page. And I can't tell you how many of you guys tagged me in this deck and were like, Lisa, you should get this one. But I've kind of made it a policy that if I don't get a chance to see enough of the artwork during the campaign stage, or if I get the feeling that the artwork isn't close enough to completion, I just don't usually feel comfortable backing the Kickstarter. All of that said, this has a very watery vibe. And if you can't tell from all of the goodies that I have out on the table, this is my jam. I am a water baby. I am very much a daughter of the ocean. So I'm really excited to see how I jive with this deck. Now, as I understand, there was multiple versions of the deck that you could back on Kickstarter. And the deck that she has sent me is the Deluxe First Edition. And this is the Sage version of the deck. Now, there was a Sage version and an Artist Notes version. Now, I believe, I could be wrong, that both of these versions, both in limited edition and in standard edition, are still available. I could be wrong on that, but I will have available in the links down below the links to purchase this deck. I believe it's available on Etsy. But oh my gosh, was I wowed when I got this in the mail and I see that it's in this like wooden box with a little clasp and it's got this beautiful like watery shell. I'm really excited. And I actually told Lauren, and it's true, that when she reached out to me, I kid you not, I was actively watching a walkthrough of this deck, and I think it was, oh, I'm going to forget her new channel name, Heart's Path or Heart's Mind. I will link it. I shouldn't try to guess. I will link the channel down below. I've been watching her channel since before she took a break, and she was doing a walkthrough of this deck, and I was like, man, maybe I should have backed it. And it was literally at the moment I was watching that walkthrough that I heard from Lauren. So it was just very synchronistic, and I told her that. I just thought it was really cool. Okay, so that's enough babble about how this sort of came to be. Let's get this sleeve off of here. Oh, look at the little shell that's on here. It's like wood burnt onto the box. It's definitely got like a texture. That's really, really, oh, there's a number on here too. Hold on. Oh, can I read it? No, probably not. Oh, I should have grabbed my glasses. I'm going to grab my glasses. BRB. Okay, glasses have been acquired. Let's see if I can see what this number says now. It's pretty faint. Oh gosh. Nope, glasses aren't helping. Let's bring it up to there. Maybe you can read it. If you spot the number on the box, it's kind of like a find the missing object game. If you spot the number on the box, and I'll try to tilt it at different angles, comment down below what was the number. I think the limited edition was maxed out at 400 copies of the deck. I love how it feels like I'm opening a little treasure box. Oh, and I didn't even really talk about the packaging. So this says on the back, interpretations are that of the artist and may vary from others' understanding of the card's meaning and symbolism. Illustrated and designed by Lauren Sleeper, and it's laurensleeper.com. Artwork contains nudity, may not be suitable for all viewers. Beautiful. Anyways, okay. Let's get into the box. I'm really excited. Oh, it's actually, there's some gold. Okay, I don't know if you can see that on the inside of the lid. It's pretty faint. I'm hoping I can get the light to catch it. But it actually says A Siren's Melody Tarot on the inside of the box. First edition, Lauren Sleeper. It looks like it was done with like a metallic stamp of some kind. That's really cool. Oh, it's so treasury. Oh, the deck is like all wrapped up and this is really nice. It's like a, I don't even know what you would call that. What is that? It's like a deck wrap made out of like a faux leather. This is like a woven fabric, but it's got like a leatherette kind of feel. Okay, that's really neat. I'm probably going to keep that to wrap my deck with. That's really cute. Okay, set that over to the side. And then inside we have a artist's guide. Okay, so we have keywords. It's in like a pamphlet style. Okay, so here's some symbols. So 1s are traditionally aces, 11s are traditionally pages, 12s are traditionally knights, 13s are traditionally queens, and 14s are traditionally kings. So it says upright meanings are listed in print lettering and first, reversed meanings are listed in script lettering and second. So when you're going through here, if you see the script, that is your reversed meanings. This has a really like nice feel. It's just paper, but it has a nice feel. And then this is a bookmark. Look at how cute that is. That totally looks like Frida Kahlo or Kahlo. That's really pretty. Let's just tuck that there. I'm gonna keep the little pamphlet out. That box is like, oh, it'd help if I actually closed it. That is such a nice touch. Oh, look, it's even got a Lauren Sleeper stamp there or burnt in there. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, sorry. Stop gushing over the packaging, Lisa, but like seriously? So let's get the sleeve off. Look at the, okay. For starters, look at the gold. Like you can see my camera. There's actually, that's how shiny and smooth that gold is. And okay, hold on. I know I'm gushing about production, but I'm a big geek for production quality in decks. When I have seen images of this deck on videos, I thought this was just a pearl kind of image in the center, but it's actually got a sheen to it. It's really hard to describe. It's not just, it's almost like it's glossy in that spot. It literally looks like a pearl, but within the pearl, there is a shell. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. These have a rose petal finish. Oh my gosh. Okay, so our order looks like it goes, so this is actually the bottom of the deck. So we're gonna actually flip and look at the cards by going like this. So I'm gonna get us zoomed in. So this does have a lot of like depth and darkness to it. Oh my God, I was like looking at the card and not at what was on the card. That is a unicorn as the Fool. That is a unicorn as the Fool. Well, I'm done. We're done here. We're done. Everybody go home. We're good. Okay, that's freaking beautiful. That is gorgeous. The colors are breathtaking, and there's like a depth to this artwork that is just, that is really, really pretty. So the other version of this deck has the keywords and stuff written on the cards. I'm glad that this is the one she chose to send me. She didn't tell me. She didn't say this is the one I'm sending you or ask me or anything. She just, this is the one she sent, and I'm grateful to have received it. And it is absolutely beautiful. A unicorn to me is such a perfect representation of the Fool. Frankly, unicorns to me are all about, in their own way, naivete and innocence and hope. And I just think it's a really beautiful symbol for the Fool. So the keywords she has are beginnings, innocence, opportunity, playful energy, or chaos, recklessness, a lack of direction. And I'm not going to read the keywords for everything or we'll be here forever, but oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I can't stop touching them. Here is our magician. So right away, I'm definitely getting the vibe that we have a very feminine feel to the deck. Our magician seems to be made of almost, or a part of the roses that are around her. And there's a lot of pinks and purples. And I do remember this from the Kickstarter campaign that there was a lot of pinks and purples. And actually, when you look at this figure, it's actually a little bit ambiguous from a gender perspective. I almost feel like it's like masculine, female, which I am all about. But it could just be, that I'm seeing what I like want to see in the artwork. There's definitely, I feel like, some room to sink into this art style. It's not so, it's not flat. It's not one-dimensional in any way. So I feel like there's opportunity to sort of sink in and be lost in the message. The High Priestess. Oh, she's beautiful. I love these like shell motifs happening around. And I mean, I'll admit, this is a lot of border. And this may have been something that if I were considering whether or not to buy this deck, I may have paused on, because I feel like there's so much fine detail in the artwork, and the artwork really at the end of the day is quite small on the card. At the same time, I almost feel like there's a bit of a window into the art. So yeah, beautiful. Look at our Empress here with these pink flamingos, all of these soft colors. She looks like she's waded deeper into the sea, and she has this golden halo of light around her. So pretty. The Emperor is the seahorse. How perfect is that for this watery themed deck? And really, I don't actually know if it's watery themed. Like, obviously the backs are, and obviously there's the water element is prevalent in the packaging and in the design of the borders and that sort of thing. But I wonder, this card feels very watery, but our Magician felt very earthy. Interesting. Hierophant. This is, okay, sorry. I know I got to get my hands off the cards. This is very Mother Mary feeling inspired, and I actually really love that for the Hierophant. It's got this deep feminine wisdom to it. Now, I am noticing right away, as I think I mentioned this already, but just in case I didn't, because I'm kind of in that, do you ever get into that sort of liminal space when you're looking through a deck for the first time and you're just kind of floating on the artwork? I'm kind of doing that a little bit, so if I repeat myself, I'm sorry. But this definitely is giving me a watery feminine feel as far as energy goes. Even though this is not a watery scene necessarily, it's giving me that feeling. That's a very approachable Hierophant card. Here's our Lovers card. It's interesting to me that in the Lovers we have these serpents sort of climbing up, and there's this idea of duality happening here. But it is both feminine figures. They are mirrored in a way, although one looks a little like they're different, slightly different shades. You could kind of see that as two different sides of a situation. We have another unicorn in the, oh, we have two unicorns in the Chariot card. Okay, I approve. I wonder if there's more unicorns after this. That's really pretty. Again, loving the pinks and the purples. Here in Strength, we have this feminine figure in the center, and then to either side, these lionesses. All these crystals. Again, with that sort of mirrored effect with the lionesses. The Hermit. Okay, this is stunning. This to me is like, it's like an underwater cave, and you can see the sea life, like the sea, underwater plant life all around. And it feels like an invitation to swim into this cave as if you're underwater and getting this opportunity to sort of sink within. The Wheel of Fortune. Chance, luck, destiny, good luck, cycles. This is very almost geometric, again with these beautiful pink scallop shells in the corners. Very, very pretty. Justice. Ooh, this is really pretty. These look like eyes all around, and yet her eyes in the center here are covered by this crescent moon, and then we have the moon phases underneath. This is a very like kind of sea witch kind of vibe to this card. The Hanged Man. This feeling of floating, of suspending in water, is one of the best feelings for me ever. And this is actually a really evocative image, because to me, when I get into water, I almost always take a moment to back float. There's something about that feeling of surrender, of letting go. I could and have fallen asleep back floating. I do not recommend that, because you could totally like, I don't know, I don't think it's good to necessarily fall asleep floating in water. There's probably drowning danger there. But there's something about it that it's like I'm home. And that's what this feels like. It's like that feeling of surrender, of giving over control, of allowing the water to hold you. That's what this makes me think of. It's a much more peaceful, contemplative energy for the Hanged Man, and I really love that. Oh, I have two Hanged Men's. Are they the same? Okay, that's really interesting that I was gushing about that card, and then here's an extra. I hope there's no cards missing. I'm going to set this aside because, oh my gosh, having an extra of this is literally perfection for me. I will put that on my ocean altar, but for now I'm going to set that aside. Let's see. We do have Death next, so far nothing missing. If you guys spot anything missing as I go through this, let me know. Sometimes I miss it when I'm sinking in, but hopefully not. This is stunning. Okay, I love this. We have the fruit and the flower, which is a great symbol for death and rebirth. Obviously, the fruit falls, it rots, it bears seed, it grows again. And then we also have the moth. I'm pretty sure that's a moth there. Really gorgeous imagery for the death card. Temperance as the mermaid. Love that. Interesting that there's almost, this makes me feel like somebody who, okay, it makes me think of the story of the Little Mermaid and straddling the world of land and the world of water. And I say that because there's like these almost like human-like reflections, more than one figure underneath the water, almost as if while she's at sea, she's thinking about her time on land. And one could imagine that the other opposite would be true too. What are the keywords for this card? Balance, harmony, and moderation, lacking patient imbalance or realignment for the reversed. And if this card came up in the reversed, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I have to chew on that one a little bit, I think. The Devil. Here we have the snake wrapping around some fruit. I'm going to pull our zoom out just a touch. There we go. Ooh, I love this tower. It's like this very deep color tone, and then there's this tree being hit by light or by lightning. The star. Oh, so pretty. I love these little, why am I forgetting their names? They're not poppies, are they? No, they're not poppies. They're, oh my gosh. Again, comment below if you know what this is. This is going to bug me. I grew up around these flowers. I saw them all the time, and I'm just kind of spacing what they're called. I'm going to feel really silly. They remind me of they're a similar shape to like morning glories, but they're the purple kind. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody tell me. Somebody help. I wish this is the kind of deck that I feel like would benefit from a write-up on each card, right? Because it's always so great to get the interpretation from the artist, not just the keywords, but like actually like, why does this mean the star to you? I would love that. Oh, the moon with these Luna moths. That is gorgeous. The sun, this looks like a big grapefruit. I love that. That's such a bright energy, and grapefruit as a scent is also, I feel like, really captures that energy of joy and of brightness. Love that. Judgment. What are her keywords here? Decision-making, realization, refinement, and higher calling. Or in the reverse, hasty judgment, stagnation, doubt, misunderstanding. It's really interesting with this like X-ray of a skull there. And the world. This looks like either candles inside of this sphere or snow globe, or like a castle of some kind held within this space. And this is interesting, this idea of almost like a snow globe-like space, because often when I pull the world card, I think about boundaries, I think about sacred space, I think about those sorts of things, and that seems to capture that really nicely. And now we are into the Cups suit. So here's our Ace of Cups. So these symbols are referenced on the back of the pamphlet. So we have this symbol here for the aces, and then we have our court symbols. So this is our Ace of Cups. There's a mermaid sitting within this like halo of flowers, just sort of drifting in the water here. You get this wistful, hopeful feeling from this card. Oh, I'm trying to go the other way. I'm so used to do my walkthroughs the other direction. Then we have the Two of Cups, and we have these two figures. Their heads are sort of covered by the flowers. You get the feeling of like privacy. You get the idea of like almost like an illicit meeting, or like it's a little suggestive, right? The energy in that card. The Three of Cups with these three adorable sea turtles in the foreground, but there's more in the background. There's actually a total of 5 sea turtles, more than that even. When you look at the shadows, there's actually a whole school of them. There's a family of sea turtles. You could really think to community and to family and gatherings of people. The Four of Cups. This is really interesting. What does this say? Meditation, self-reflection, and focus, discontent, and in the reverse, withdrawal and negativity. I need to like bring this up a little closer. Hold on. I'm so curious about some of these cards. The Five of Cups. This is definitely a darker image. You get the sense of somebody almost looking into a reflecting pool, looking like at a memory maybe. That idea of longing of the past, of being stuck or locked up in the past. What a great Six of Cups. To me, the Six of Cups is always like a bright and shiny memory or daydream. It's like the thing that doesn't seem, that I guess we've got rose-colored glasses on about. It's like the kind of memory that like is hard to taint, if that makes any sense. That's kind of what I get from that. The Seven of Cups. Oh my gosh. It's like a little fairy making shadow puppets. There's an element of play here for sure. Seven of Cups to me is often like daydreaming, fantasizing, considering options. Playing with possibility is maybe a good keyword for this particular card. The Eight of Cups. Here we have somebody with her head above water, and there's this cycle of the moon above her. This idea that things come and go in their own season. The Nine of Cups. Now this is typically one of my deal breaker cards, and I just want to... It's just like this crystal landscape. And there's like what look like spiral shells all around here, like among the crystals. Sorry for clearing my throat. It's like I sat down and suddenly parched. Look at this Ten of Cups. This is such a different image for the Ten of Cups, and I am here for it. So let's see how our courts are. So we have our Page of Cups. Here we have what look like almost like little water. Oh, it's an octopus. It's an octopus playing in the water. I love that. There's sort of a playful, dreamy quality to that. Our Knight of Cups, or the 12, with this little helmet symbol here. Led by the Heart. Ooh, look at this Queen of Cups. She's breathtaking. And the King of Cups. Really, really pretty. Okay, I'm going to move these to the side. Ace of Wands. Let's bring this into the center. Interesting. It's almost like there's gold dripping in and around their hands, their fingertips, like falling off of their fingertips. That's kind of the way it feels when you get like a creative idea. It's almost like it's running through your hands like sand, and you can't quite grab hold of it right away. The Two of Wands. Is that a butterfly? It's like the reflection of a butterfly. There's a very abstract quality to this deck, and I think it's what's making me really long for a book. The keywords are great because they tell you, they seem to line up with what the tarot cards mean traditionally, but the artwork, I want to be able to tie the two together more than I can, like just on first glance. And in a way, I just, like the world of this deck is so beautiful, right? But I also want to be able to see, like, how does it connect? Like, how does it connect for the artist? I just want to like sit Lauren down and be like, where does this inspiration for this particular matchup come from? Like here in the Three of Wands, this is very much a card for me about embarking, of manifestation. And like we have this like solar system kind of glowing above the sea. It almost has a Seven of Cupsy kind of feel, like all of these different things above the water. But as a Three of Wands, it's like, are we manifesting? Is this connection with the universe? Is this us being in communication with the divine? What's happening there? I want to know. I want to know all the things. The Four of Wands. It's like a family of birds in their tropical environment. This reminds me of going through the Bloedel Conservatory in Vancouver. There's, it's like this. It's like a tropical rainforest kind of environment inside of this gorgeous glass dome, and there are tropical birds and parrots in there, and some of them will chat with you, and this is what this makes me think of. Beautiful for the Four of Wands. The Five of Wands, we have a blue heron, couple blue herons. Could they be hunting for the same prey? Are they maybe in each other's territory? That could be something we could play with for the meaning there. The Six of Wands. I do wish the artwork were bigger. Here we have a character who seems like she's sitting on a wave that sort of lifted her up, or a current or something. The Seven of Wands. This one's very Rider-Waite-Smith to me. We have a figure up high with a sword, and there's all these wands down below. There's definitely a feeling of being on higher ground here. The Eight of Wands. This is normally such a fast-moving card. It's very abstract here. You almost get, like, if I'm thinking about the watery world, I'd be like, okay, swirling currents for sure comes through. The Nine of Wands. Standing guard, defending. The color palettes, too, are also a little on the dark side, which could make it hard when you're, depending on your lighting, to see all the details. Again, another reason why maybe I want it bigger. If the borders are beautiful, but if the artwork were bigger, man, it would just, I think it would really allow you to sink more into all of the art. These crossed keys, you have a figure in the center who looks like they're reaching up and like asking for help from the universe, like beseeching, like I want help, like it's a lot right now. This Page of Wands, look at the body shape of that figure. I love that. I love seeing the body diversity in this deck. I will say the body diversity seems to be more when it comes to the feminine figures, of which there are probably most in this deck. But I love that. The Knight of Wands, kind of rushing or racing through the water, swimming through the water. The Queen of Wands. Love the confidence on her with her body language here. And the King of Wands, a bumblebee. The Ace of Swords. I love that there's a magnifying glass here. That is such a great symbol for the Ace of Swords. The Two of Swords. To me, this is very much about reflection, pausing to think. What does it say here? Avoidance, denial, a need to make decisions, and impasse. Accurate, for sure. Again, I want the artwork bigger. I should stop saying it because now I'm being repetitive, but I do wish it were bigger. The Three of Swords. It's like somebody was doing a cross stitch or a needle point. So these look like needles and little cross stitches that are set into the linen here. And there's a hummingbird. The Four of Swords. Seems to be really highlighted in on the heart space. Maybe a need for rejuvenation in the heart space. Five of Swords. I'm not seeing the battle or the defeat in this card necessarily. And to be fair, like she does say right on the packaging, like these are her interpretations. They may not agree with traditional interpretations, and that's fine. It is beautiful. The Six of Swords. I feel like I'm seeing teeth here. What am I seeing? Yeah, a lot of this artwork does feel really abstract. It's beautiful, but abstract. The Seven of Swords, very snaky in this card, which definitely works symbolically for this card. The Eight of Swords. I love that she like is both kind of trapped, but also with all the butterflies around, you get the sense that there's also freedom. The Nine of Swords. This is great for the ocean and a ship and a storm. The idea of the storm and the fear of the storm being an accurate representation of the anxiety of the Nine of Swords. That totally works. The Ten of Swords. Some kind of beetle, maybe? I'm not sure. The Page of Swords. Look at this little child figure here. Oh, I've got another Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords. She looks very Knight of Swords to me, actually. The Queen of Swords. So there's that Frida Kahlo that we saw in the bookmark that was sent. The King of Swords. Oh, I love this. I love the wisdom in that image. So again, I haven't spotted any missing cards yet. So far I have 2 extra cards. We have the Hanged Man card and the Page of Swords card. Ace of Pentacles. Wowza. Let me just actually move these so we aren't getting so high up to the camera lens. There we go. There's this idea of like the owl is just about to catch the mouse. So there's that opportunity that definitely the Ace of Pentacles can represent. Oh, this is interesting. The 2 of Pentacles. Resourcefulness, adapting, organizing, and time management. Okay, I see it. The 3 of Pentacles. Teamwork and collaboration. All of these hands. The 4 of Pentacles. Scarcity, control, hoarding, stability, frugality. The 5 of Pentacles. Very dark imagery in this card. Hardship, struggle, poverty, worry. The 6 of Pentacles. The hands here definitely work. A lot of 6 of Pentacles cards feature hands that are either giving, receiving, like open or closed. So the hands works here for me. The 7 of Pentacles. Rewards, long-term results, progress, patience. The 8 of Pentacles. The 9. Oops. The 10. It's like a broken china plate. And a nest being built maybe by a crow. All the treasures that he's collected for himself, for his family. There's our Page of Pentacles. A little bird here. Lots of birds in the Pentacles, which is really interesting. You'd almost think that you'd see that more in the swords. Here's our Knight of Pentacles. A turtle. Turtles make such great Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. All right, let's zoom out. So I did have 2 extra cards in my deck. Now something else I noticed as I was going through the cards is that the borders all have some different coloring going on. So the Pentacles, we've all got like grays. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Let's see if it's by suit. I don't know if it is. So there's the wands have that sort of pinks and blues. So those are definitely different. The swords have like a gray, like a light blue gray. It's interesting actually because this one seems really out of place. And then the majors, oh yes, and the cups have these teal borders. And then we have the majors have these really, really dark black or charcoal gray borders. So this does have, this version of the deck does have a rose petally finish. Gosh, those backs are stunning though, aren't they? I'm trying to think about how I might do reading with this deck. Ooh, it's got a lovely flex to it. I don't know if you can see how well that mix was. And it doesn't stick too much when you shuffle it. It doesn't seem to clump. Now, if you hand over hand shuffle, I'm guessing there's going to be a bit of clumping. I'm actually really glad there's no gilding on the sides of the deck. Oh, look at that. That just fans out really beautifully in the hand. Let me just see how my intuition does with just an energy obstacle advice sample reading here. Let's see how I get on with the artwork in practice. Because I'm looking at some of the cards, a lot of them feel very abstract to me, a little bit less concrete, almost as if the imagery has so much more maybe to say to the creator of the deck. But as somebody who doesn't know the artwork maybe as intimately, I feel like I might struggle a little. So let's just see. Gosh, this deck is pretty. So energy, the star, so that hope and that optimism and finding our way. Oh, I bumped my camera. I keep bumping my camera. Obstacle, the Two of Cups, maybe getting caught up in the moment, being too lost, head in the, head, not as much focus on the mind, if that makes any sense. And our advice, the Three of Wands, and that idea of manifesting. Okay, well, actually that wasn't so tough. So let me grab another 3 here. I do not think this would be a really good beginner deck. I do think it goes really in its own way. See, to me, I see this card, and the Two of Pentacles is something I normally think more about juggling, time management, that sort of thing. But in this, I see compartmentalization, putting everything in its neat little box, maybe getting a little hung up on that. Obstacle, we have the Ace of Swords. So we may be too zoomed in, looking at the details, missing the big picture. Okay, this is working so far. Advice. The Six of Wands. Gosh, I wish I could see some of this artwork better. This is just, she looks like she's celebrating herself. She doesn't necessarily need the external recognition. Okay, let's grab another 3. I seem to be doing okay, and I was really concerned, actually. So let's see. Energy. Here we have the 13, which is going to be the Queen of Cups. She's very Queen of Cups to me. That totally works. The Moon as our obstacle. Maybe we're being drawn towards the light, but we're not really sure what we're actually even walking towards. We sort of lost our way. Advice. The Four of Pentacles. I mean, like I look at this card, sorry, my in frame. I look at this card and I almost think about what it feels like when you stumble on a box of your memories or like memorabilia. Do you ever do that? And then you get like you literally get sucked into that moment of like trying to hold on too tightly to that feeling. It's much less about, to me, this card reads much less about physical possessions and much more about like clinging to a time or clinging to like getting lost in like an idea of what things should be kind of thing. Interesting. Let's pull another 3. Energy, 9 of Swords, fear, anxiety, obstacle. Here's that 10 of Swords. I really want to know more about this imagery, but it's like this red beam of light coming down through this like insect. This idea of maybe obliteration, of just like feeling like defeated. But I think I'm pulling that more from rote. I don't think I'm getting a lot of that from the artwork itself. Advice. The Empress. Get vulnerable. Be authentic. I don't know. This is one of those decks I think it's going to be a slow burn for me. Like I don't know how we're going to get on over time. That 3 of Pentacles does work. Everybody's putting in a little bit of effort to help things grow. It's kind of interesting. You have the flowers above, but then when you look below, it's like all of these hands contributed to making it grow. Here in the 2 of Swords, we have that, to me, it looks like somebody looking into a tide pool or a reflective pool and seeing their reflection and just kind of thinking. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? And then we have the Page of Swords, curiosity as the advice. Yeah, I don't know. You guys, this is one of those decks that I can't tell. Is it too abstract for me? What do you think? Is it too abstract? Do you feel like this is one that you can sink into? Had you encountered this deck? I haven't seen a ton of walkthroughs. It's really, really beautiful. You can tell a lot of care was put into creating it, into making it what it is. I really appreciate Lauren for sending me this deck and letting me get my hands on it, letting me see it in person. Oh, it does fan beautifully, which you don't normally see for a rose petal finish. That's pretty dang stunning. I'm really excited to sort of play around with it and see how I get on. It's got this like mystery. It's got this bit of like, I can't quite pin it down, and maybe that's exactly as it should be for a deck that feels like it's really steeped in the depth of the ocean. This definitely feels like deep water, not like playing around in tide pools, if that makes any sense. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this deck down below. As always, I will definitely have links to everything. Thank you so much for watching this with me. I am excited to hear what you guys think. As always, please do remember to like this video if you enjoyed the walkthrough or if you found value in it. Please do subscribe if you're new here for more videos like this. I do lots of content on tarot and witchy things and self-worth and all the things that I feel like sharing. And of course, don't forget to hit the little bell so you're notified of my future videos. All the links are in the description box on how you can support the channel. Thank you so much for checking those things out. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys.